So sorry for the really late video. I've been receiving a lot of comments on my previous video to do an update, and I'm so sorry I didn't come up with the update that I promised about my second week of recovery because it was just getting really monotonous. I was saying like the same things. I was like, oh, the swelling's going down a little bit, everything's looking okay. I didn't want to post something up that wasn't really helpful in the first place, and honestly, even I didn't want to edit them because they were so boring. Now that it's been, I'd say, a good month, a month and a few days after my actual surgery, and I've had a month to heal. Yeah, I'm quite excited to do this video. I'll be covering a lot of different things, like the healing process, some tips, some disclaimers, the difference that I feel, and just my experience with it in general. So I'm gonna link in the description bar some of like the key points that I'll be going through, just in case you find this video too long, and I know it's gonna be long. I'm gonna jump right in. First up, let me check my phone and what I want to say. Is that unprofessional? Screw you. Okay, first of all, I want to talk about pre-op, because obviously pre-op is as important, if not more, than your aftercare. You need to really decide where you want to get it done, and what kind of shape you want your crease to be, and also the reasons for getting it. For me, I mentioned that I wanted to get it done for a corrective reason as well. But it is the main reason why I did it. But I'm happy to be having a crease also lah. I've always had a sensitive eye issue. So I've always had really red eyes. And I think people that used to go to school with me would know, like on some days my eyes would be especially red, or they'll be really itchy. It used to be so bad that I would like literally like scratch my eyes out, like rub my eyes out actually. I did scratch too. More rubbing. I used to rub my eyes really hard every time I went to sleep. I thought it was because of the angle which I slept on, which because you sleep horizontally, right? And I thought the fan was you know, like putting dust in my eyes. But it turns out that because of the way my eyes were, it was a single eyelid and there was excess skin and also like a lot of fatty tissues in it, that it would like, okay, your eyelashes are supposed to be like this, right? And this is your face. So the thing is, my eyes had so much skin that my eyelashes, instead of being like this, like how normal eyelashes were, and okay, Asian lashes, they're like straight, right? So let's just be realistic here, okay? Like this to like this. So the thing is, my eyelashes, when they shed, or when I aggravated it, or when there was wind blowing directly on it, it would be messing with my eyes, and it would irritate my eyes. It would make my eyes vulnerable to infections because of the bacteria that eyelashes may be holding. So I never knew that this was a thing. I always thought that I was just hypersensitive to dust, because my nose is like that as well. I get sinuses really easily, but it turns out that it is my eyelashes, and because the doctor says that this would reverse my eyelashes and make them grow out like this again, then I was like, yes, please sign me up. The place that I went to, they specialize in doing corrective surgery. They're not a plastic surgery clinic, which I will get more into that later. I know I keep like, because like I structured everything so well, I just wanna, yeah. And even then, the possibility of this surgery was always there. It was something that was always on the table, because my entire family has single eyelids. Like the generation above me, most of the women have already done this procedure. So it wasn't anything new to me. It wasn't scary. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, like what is that plastic surgery? No, it was kind of like getting eyelash extensions. It's the same thing for us lah. I knew that there wasn't any stigma going into it, and I know that a lot of other girls do it as well. I mean, not to like throw shade at people, but you know, people, it's quite a common procedure in an Asian country, and when you live in Singapore and people can afford to do these kind of procedures, it's not a big deal. I didn't even consider it until before the consultation because my cousin just kind of like brought it up to me and like, hey, do you wanna... Yeah, which was why I chose the clinic that I did, was because she knew someone from there and it was because of like connections. So that's something I really regret. I think even after that, my aunts kind of told me to just like look around at other doctors, and I did, but the thing is like scheduling a consultation and then scheduling another like operating time is really tedious, and I didn't have the luxury of time. I had an internship, I had holidays, I was traveling the entire month of May, and I would have uni camps. I'm having uni camps now and I will be matriculating in August, so there was really no time for me to recover, so I had to be really smart about it and choose a very strategic time. I just thought that it would be easier for me to enter uni already with double eyelids, even though I know they will be seeing this, hi if you are seeing this, but then to, you know, have that and then suddenly transition so much. So that was what my parents told me as well. They said like it's better to get it done before you enter uni or before you enter the workforce, just so that it provides some sort of like consistency in your face. That being said, I'm gonna show you guys the situation of my eyes right now. I'm gonna insert a clip. Okay, so now y'all can see quite clearly my eyes are obviously healing a lot better than it was before. So full healing takes, I mean, if you're really lucky, like 3 months to 6 months or even to like a year. I know some people that just, you know, they're like 80% healed but they never really heal fully until like a year and a half later. So that's something to bear in mind if you want to get it done but you're not sure if it's still gonna be very noticeable. I want to really like give out this really big disclaimer. Go to a plastic surgery clinic. Freaking just go to one that specializes in eyelid surgeries. I went to a specialist eye center. It was so easy for me to get it done there because he made his schedule really open, which is like a red flag. If you think about it, if a doctor has really available timings, right, it means that he doesn't really get to do it often, or it means that he's not very popular. Either way, it means that he doesn't have as much experience. Even though he says he has a lot of experience, I don't really believe it. And he does a lot of mature eyes and corrective procedures. The thing I noticed even in consultation was the results, like his work is never symmetrical. I am such an anal shit for symmetry. That was my main concern, but I always like, you know, just kind of brushed it off and said like, oh, they started out really asymmetrical to begin with. That's why they still ended up with asymmetrical eyes. But for me, since I'm starting out with like a blank canvas, right, because I had no creases at all, so he didn't even need to like undo any crease, you know? So I thought that it would be so much easier. He was so cocky throughout the consultation and he was really flippant about his work. He never told me anything that I didn't already know, which is weird because you're paying $120 for consultation. He's telling me things that I already know from other beauty bloggers who have blogged about their experience and other plastic surgery clinic that put that information out for free. Yeah, it was so ridiculous. And on the operating table itself, he was actually chatting to me, which I think is a little bit scary. How could you use a scalpel and like do this to someone's eye and expect her to reply? And I did actually talk back. You can see that one of my eyelids is still like cut a little bit higher. The one on my left eye has the crease height of 5mm and the other one has 6, and I'm really angry at my doctor for it because he kept dismissing it and he kept denying it. But the thing is, even when the crease is showing, you can see that the crease is slightly higher. Now he says that if it really bugs you that these are so asymmetrical, you can come back to me and we can do a little procedure to correct it. But it's kind of stupid because then you have 2 scars, and also because the more you do it, the more chances it'll fuck up. You know what I mean? I'm so sorry for swearing, but that's what it was. You know, I didn't want to do it again because I knew that the second time around, if it failed, it would be a bigger disaster than my first time, which is honestly not too bad. I can still kind of hide it with eyeliner sometimes. It's just that when you're looking at me now, like this, without any makeup at all, you can kind of tell that this is slightly higher. And to be fair, it's only been a month, so I'm just gonna wait for it and I'm just gonna pray to God that it's really like somehow becomes symmetrical. And I wouldn't recommend him, which is why I'm not gonna review where he's from. But if you guys are like really worried and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to like a eye specialist clinic and I need to know if it's that guy that did yours, then I'll email you back and tell you whether it is the guy that you're going for or not, because I don't want to soil his reputation lah. I mean, it's not a very nice thing to do. It's just my experience with him was really poor. That's that. Going into it, I really already know what I wanted to do. I wanted a very natural crease. I wanted like something in the middle, like, you know, there's a low crease and there's a medium crease and there's a very high crease, right? Okay, the thing that I noticed when girls go in and ask for double eyelids, right, they always ask for it to be really high and pronounced, like a Caucasian eye would be. But the thing is, it's not suitable for our faces. It's gonna look unnatural. If the scar doesn't heal evenly, it's gonna show, it's gonna be damn obvious. And it just looks fake in general, and it doesn't do anything to enhance the shape or like enlarge your eyes, because it's so high up that it looks like your eyes are swollen. So that was something I knew going in, and I told him like, I seriously don't want that, like if you give that to me I will cut you. I told him that I wanted my height to be 5mm because I've actually measured it at home. Like, you know how, like, okay, I'm gonna show you. This thing, it's like a eyelid pusher, and you can basically do this to kind of adjust your double eyelid glue or tapes. I got that at Daiso with like a pack of glue because I wanted to try it out and see how I look like. So I got that and I was like trying to figure out which height would be nicest for me, and I thought like 5 was really nice. And because I don't have a lot of brow space above, so there's no point in me cutting like 6 or 7 because it would be really high and my eyebrows would be like right here. I was like so impressed with the fact that I knew what height I want. But it's when you're doing this to your only pair of eyes, don't you think you'd be more serious about it? Like, okay, that's another tip. Please be serious about it. Don't be like a nilly-willy and be like, oh yeah, I want to get double eyelids but I don't want to know anything about it. I just want to get it done. Like, unless your doctor is superb, right, and does all the work for you, I think you should really do some research on what kind of shape. There's tapered eyelids and there's parallel eyelids, and the height of the crease, as I mentioned, and also what kind of eyes you have, what kind of procedure you think would benefit your eyes the most, because there are 2 different kinds of procedures. There's one called the suture method, where they literally, like, it's a okay, I wouldn't say non-invasive, but there's no cutting involved. Like, this is the cutting method, which like you literally an incision and then it heals like this. Okay, I'm gonna just like put it here because clearly I'm not that knowledgeable, but I know a lot of girls that do it and some guys also, and the benefits of doing that is that your eyelids are gonna look much more natural, and it's reversible. If you don't like it, if it's not symmetrical, right, just reverse it and they'll get it done again for you. It's not as risky as the incision method. So yeah, for me that wasn't an option because my eyelids are too fat and too thick, so I had to remove fat before doing that, because if I did that with my eyelids, right, the suture method with my eyelids, the thing is, after like 6 months it would go back to normal. Like I would have single eyelids again, and I didn't want to do that. That would be a waste of money. So I went ahead with the cutting method. They put numbing cream and then they injected local anesthesia around my eyes. But I pretty much stayed awake for the entire thing. The procedure was really short. I'm talking like 15 minutes an eye. And he was so relaxed about it, which kind of like pissed me off because like it shows that he really wasn't very serious about his work lah. And he was like extracting my fats and stuff, and I could smell my meat. He was like burning something and I could like smell it. I smelled like roast pork, like the crispy bit of that. I was like, ew. That happened, but he was very calm throughout the whole thing, and I think all doctors should be calm lah. I mean, like, can you imagine a doctor being like, oh shit, like on the operation? Okay, that's I was asked to go back 3 days later to go and see whether he thinks it's cool or not, and he was like, oh, that's really great, you're not even bleeding and the swelling is really minimal. And I was like, oh yeah, I heal like Wolverine. But the thing is, right, I literally sat at home with like 4 pillows on the back of my bed. I was like this, and I had ice packs on my face, and I rotated my ice packs every single day because I was very serious about it recovering and I wanted it to recover as quickly as possible. So yeah, spamming ice packs was a really good thing that I did. And also, even though he says that you could eat anything you want, I didn't. I avoided salt because salt promotes water retention. I avoided dark sauces and like any food with like dark pigmentation like seaweed. I avoided meats as well, and I avoided seafood most of all because I didn't want my eyes to itch, I didn't want my eyes to get infected. I ate pumpkin because my Korean friend said that her friends, when they did plastic surgery, they said that it really helps with anti-swelling. Yeah. And I was also given painkillers. I was given some kind of gastric medicine. I don't know why, but I guess it's because like the painkillers might be really like, you know, harsh. Anti-swelling pills. I was given 2 ointments to apply directly on my eyelids, like one like 3 times a day and then one at night. It's like a lubricant. A pack of refresh eye drops. So in case my eyes like, because the first few days they said you couldn't close your eyes properly, which is not true for me. Actually, I couldn't open my eyes properly because of how it was. Like, you can see the vlogs, like I did heal remarkably well in the first week, but in the second week, right, it was like there was a crease, but the healing was really stagnant. That's why I didn't want to post the video. Like the swelling went down, but not like down, you know what I mean? On the 3rd week, I went on arts camp. I like moved more than I ever had in like a whole freaking month. Yeah, okay, wait. Don't smoke, don't drink, don't do like rigorous activities when like just before and just after. Like at least for 2 weeks. And don't dye your hair until like 4 weeks. I recently dyed my hair because it's been like 4 weeks. So yeah, don't do that because you will thin your blood. And don't eat ginseng! Oh my gosh, don't eat ginseng. You think ginseng is gonna help the healing? No. Ginseng thins the blood, and when blood is thinned, it doesn't coagulate, it doesn't heal as fast. So what's gonna happen is your eyes are gonna be more swollen. Yeah, it's gonna be worse lah, so don't do it. I didn't exert myself. Basically, I told you I was in my bed lying like this, right? So I didn't have a lot of physical activity. So for me to be at arts camp and to be exerting so much, right, my body completely crashed. My immune system was like, holy shit, where is this coming from? And I fell sick for 4 straight days, and those days I wish I actually like took some photos, but I didn't. But those were when my eyes were at the most swollen it's ever been. So that was really horrible. But by day 5, like the end of the camp, and I went home and I slept, right? The morning I woke up, it like decreased by half its size, and it just became like something like this now. And I was like, I wasn't expecting the swelling to go down so fast, but I think what happened was my blood was pumping. So after the initial swelling, right, when it came down, it could depuff and de-swell more. I'm not a freaking doctor, I don't know if it's scientific or not, but that's how I felt like it happened. And I'm still sleeping at a slightly elevated angle. I'm sleeping on 2 pillows now. Okay, so now that you know about my healing process, I'm gonna talk to you more about like disclaimers and stuff, things you gotta consider just before you actually go ahead and get this done if you want to. First of all is that, you know those like plastic surgery clinics that always show you like photos of before and after, right? That's not exactly what happens. Like, you don't just come off the operating table looking like $1,000,000. Like, it takes months for you to actually recover, but no plastic surgeon is gonna show you exactly how you look like after, and no one is gonna really tell you about how painful and how long it takes for you to actually recover. And this was something that I learned the hard way because I thought I would be fully recovered by the 2nd week, which is not true. I don't think it's very fair for me to just come on here and say like, yeah, it was easy and I had a great time and now I have pretty eyes. You saw how I recovered, and I fell sick at a time where I really didn't want to be, because you know, arts camp is so fun. And there was just a lot of things that I couldn't do in general, and I was like in my room because I didn't want to be exposed to dirt or anything, and I couldn't even get my eyes wet for the first 5 days. Like, a lot of things you need to consider and you need to be prepared for. You're not gonna like suddenly look exactly how you want to within like the first 2 weeks. That's something you... Oh my god, wait, I'm so sorry. This doesn't happen very often, okay? I just... Hold on! Hello? Hi! Okay, sorry, phone call, sorry. One other really important point to consider is where you're at right now. Don't get it done if you are like too young. If you're like 15 or 14, like seriously, just wait it out. A good age to base yourself off is like 18. And then the last thing is also whether you have enough time to heal or not. I'd say if you're working already, they will only allow you to take up to about like 2 weeks leave, 1 week leave. You can start working like after a week, but your eyesight's still gonna be a little bit like affected. I would recommend 2 weeks as long as you don't do any like really active work. If you're a PE teacher, obviously don't go back after 2 weeks, like 1 month maybe. But like, I don't dare to do like intensive workouts, like the high intensity ones. I just move around more in general. I don't like exercise, you know what I mean? If this concerns you, you need to decide whether you want to talk about it to your close friends, you want to like tell people that you've done it, because I guess there's really no point in hiding it. Everyone can tell that I clearly look different, and it's not a shameful thing for me. It was for a corrective reason, and it's my face. Like, come on, like I can do whatever I want with my face. I want to do this so that it's like educational or like helpful, you know? I mean, yeah. So if you're not comfortable with the idea of you maybe having plastic surgery, don't let this be a crutch, or don't let this be like a shameful thing. Like, it could be no big deal to you and you could just not tell anyone because it's no big deal, but if it really bugs you that much, then I suggest you not do it and try a less invasive way like stickers or glue, because like people are gonna talk about it and people are gonna notice it, people around you especially. Then again, right, after that everyone gets used to it. Like, everyone, I feel like my close friends are getting quite used to my face, and they've been really encouraging. Like, people that really care about you, right, they're never gonna say shit like that, and they're always gonna understand where you're coming from. Because for me, I was always teased for my small eyes, and I know it's weird because I'm in an Asian country and everyone has small eyes, but like, I had exceptionally small eyes. You can tell from my Bangkok haul, I had really small eyes. Even then, my friend literally just told me, she was like, oh, it looks so good, but it means that we can't tease you anymore. And she laughed, but it's true lah, like it really gets to you sometimes. And also because I felt like my face wasn't balanced, I'm happy with it, and everyone, as I've said, have been like, oh, you look so good now that you've properly healed, like, oh, I can see why you want to do that, no, and it makes me look more different. I feel like I can't wear as much eyeliner anymore, and I have more eye bags, which was like a silver lining for me having such small and like slinky eyes. People haven't been giving me like shit about it, like people have mentioned it, but if you're not like uncomfortable with it yourself, like I'm not uncomfortable with it, so it's been okay, really. I mean, I don't know if anyone else is like behind my back being like, oh my gosh, Brenna's like fake now, but like, I don't give a shit about that. So yeah, that's basically it. I feel like I should really stop talking. Oh my god, another freaking plane! Are there 2 planes? If there are any more questions, right, please leave them down below. As you've seen in my previous videos, I have tried to answer every single one. There are some comments that I can't reply to. I don't know why that is, so I can't reply you, but I've hopefully managed to answer all your concerns in this video. If you're going through a similar experience as well, hi, hugs, and yeah, just let me know down below if you're going through the same thing, and I hope we all recover really well together, and yeah, everything is peaches and cream. Thank you for watching. Thank you for like legit watching the entirety of this video. I know how long it can be. So I'm gonna see y'all next time. I think I'm gonna finally do my Korean makeup haul. So once again, I'm really sorry for the lack of videos. Really sorry. Please subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos. Doesn't make sense for you to like not subscribe and then just come on here and be like, did she upload a new video? Did she? No, just subscribe, okay? Cool, it's fine. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go. Bye.